life, people. Today you are here, and I have to tell you that this is the place for the enlightened people, and it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you to this beautiful show, and we call this as the Enlightened World Research Foundation.
Thank you, Meghna.
Yeah. Thank you, Zahoor. So today I'll be, as I researched about you, you're basically into the travel world.
Yes.
So मुझे लगता है कि सबसे ज़्यादा जो लाइफ में सीखने को मिलता है वो when you're traveling तब मिलता है. So what was it that made you enter into this world of travel, and what was the biggest lesson that you learned during this way?
Almost back in 2009, when I was out of one of my jobs, I was looking for something. Where do we go next? It happened as a coincidence that the opportunity came along, and I started working for a travel company, a renowned travel company. While working with them, it came through that biggest brands do not do justice to whatever they promise and say. I should do it in a professional manner. That's when it struck, 2010. And the dream kept growing within me. I got opportunities to travel across the world in those companies. So that is when I realized what you said, the best learnings come from when you travel.
Absolutely.
Since then, I've been telling everybody, don't buy homes, don't buy whatever else, unless you've seen the world.
Correct.
The beginning is at least check it out, where do you want your home to be? You would make it once in your lifetime. Choose. Take the tour, see the world, and then choose where do you want it to be. And I have since then been traveling. Almost every quarter I am outside of India, Middle East, Europe, Africa, North Africa. So I've been traveling.
So did you make a count of how many countries you have traveled so far?
I could give you a number right now, but I would say it's not yet worthy of mentioning. It's around 18-20 countries thus far. Now it's going to grow.
To me, the person who has not traveled outside India, 18 to 20 countries is a lot. So of course, anything and everything is worthy. So my next question would be that a lot of people think that once we do this, once we have completed these responsibilities, then maybe we'll travel. Like if I quote you example of the middle-aged people who are working for their kids' education and everything, they'd say हम अपनी family responsibility से free हो जाए तब हम चार धाम की यात्रा पे जाएंगे. So उसमें पूरी जिंदगी निकल जाती है, and वो फिर जब जाते हैं तो उनकी बॉडी में एनर्जी नहीं रहता है और वो उन स्टेयर्स पे चल ही नहीं पाते हैं जो चार धाम उनको करने हैं. So what is that thing you tell those people जो बस डिले करते आ रहे हैं और ट्रैवल नहीं कर रहे हैं?
See, if we dig deeper in this question, if they were capable of traveling at younger ages, they would have. What happens is, we are brought up in a manner that we're given that study, go to college, get ready for jobs, start your job, spend your lifetime in your job, retire, and then do whatever else is in life. It is not particular to a religion, it's not particular to a culture. It is particular to our class. A middle class, low middle class, upper middle class, the majority of our country. They are brought up in this manner. Most of us die without even seeing what they plan or postpone for.
Absolutely.
But the idea is that if they were financially capable, they would start at younger ages. So we have to equip ourselves that whatever the age, if you can, you should. And you shouldn't postpone it for tomorrow. I don't know whether I'll take the next breath or not.
Absolutely.
Nobody does. Show me a person who knows whether he can draw the next breath and plan for that. I will tell him that what he should do next, whether that will make him a millionaire.
That's not possible.
That is
That's
not
not
possible.
possible. Yes. So basically, are you saying that travel is possible only when you're financially capable?
No, not at all. I to travel, you don't have to be wealthy. But to make sure, say, if I'm an employee, I am a businessman, I run a shop, I am a professional, a doctor or an engineer or anybody. The moment we seek or think about traveling, that actually means loss of pay, loss of income, loss of revenue.
Yes.
People do not take that risk. I'm not saying that traveling requires money. It requires most important
The
and
other
more
side of
important,
it,
which
yes.
is time,
Yes.
which we have already put in, committed to our employer or anybody else, that I have to take time off for that, which is the bigger problem than even not having money. There are travel plans, there are opportunities that you could do within a budget of, say, go to Manesar. See Manesar, we've not seen Manesar. I in my business, I help many people travel abroad. And if I ask most of them, have you seen India? No, nobody has. If he is from Delhi, if he or she is from Delhi, they've not seen beyond Delhi.
Right.
It's just within the South Delhi and West Delhi, they might have been a couple of times. Beyond that, they've not seen, but they've seen the rest of the world. So, for people who do not have financial capabilities, they could travel, given that they are willing to spend that time out.
So basically, it's not just financial capabilities; it's the time investment.
time,
More than
exactly.
money investment, it's more of time investment. So this brings me to my next question, which I was thinking while you were speaking. Most of the times, what happens is kids or the Gen Y, millennials, think, or maybe Gen Z as well for that matter, they think that they have to go to the party places, Goa, beach, resorts, casinos, and all those places. To them, party is equal to travel. But then there is another lot of people emerging who want to explore various religious places. For example, people are going to Kedarnath, people are going to Varanasi, people are going to Ujjain. So there are two parallels: party and spirituality. So what do you have to say about that? Is travel is equivalent to only party, or the emerging sector of spiritual journeys and spiritual travel? What do you have to say about that?
These are segments that I would say every traveler travels for his or her purpose. As long as they decide to travel, whether it is for party or for seeking spiritual enlightenment, they should. And there should be organizations, companies that specialize in those segments. I have a division in Dubai that has a party program. Every night they will take you to club hopping.
Got it.
And it suits a category of rich people, younger ones, those who earned their money from say sources that grew in last few years, which is like share trading, crypto understanding, and they like to spend it on those things. And people on the other side who go to pilgrimages, as long as they are traveling and seeing the world with an open mind, with an open heart, that this is going to add to their lifetime experiences, go ahead, do it. Even if you go to Goa for exploring Party Hub, you're at least seeing the world geographically, at least beginning to see your country. If he gets to party or booze in an evening, and that opens up his mind, is when we are inebriated, when we are drunk or on any high, your mind tends to give you beyond what you normally can. Those inhibitions are withdrawn because of all this. I don't want to promote any of that thing, but the idea is that when you have no inhibitions, you tend to do or you tend to achieve more than you normally in your inhibitions or shackles would. So as long as they're traveling with whatever end goal, partying, drinking or spiritual purpose, or even for that matter, business people.
Yes.
They have meetings lined up and they go to the places in the world, close those business deals, and at the end of the day, they want to, relax as well. So it is okay. It enlightens them.
So all you're saying is travel with a purpose.
I would say at times travel without purpose.
Travel
Get
without
lost.
purpose.
Travel without any purpose. Get lost there. Spend a day when you don't know where you are. if you could, do that.
So, what are your views on solo traveling?
I want our country to be safe enough for us to travel, allow people to travel solo. Solo traveling, takes huge burden off, financial burden off. But given our country, there are security challenges, there are safety mindsets in everybody's mind. So it doesn't happen much in our country. But world has already been doing solo traveling. People or kids after 12th, after they finish their schools, most of Americans, as in who are in American continent, Canadians and Americans, they go to Europe backpacking. It's a class, each class, 10 of them drop out from joining the college in the next year. They go backpacking to Europe. They want to see the other part of the Western world. They don't come this far or they don't go to Asian countries because of the mindset or rather the security environment that we have in these countries. But yes, world is already doing solo, travels.
I understand your point. So what you're saying is that kids drop out of their, after 12th standard, they drop out from directly going to college and learning from nature, learning around. So we have somewhere around 40 projects under us. Some of them include spiritual cinema, then there's God service text, there's enlightened teacher, enlightened student, World Health Mission, spiritual coin, and many more. So there are 40 of them. And I just want to understand that apart from college, there may be something else that the kids can learn, because there'd be a reason that they're not going directly to college to study. There's something else, that there's a bigger teachings out there.
Yeah.
I just want to understand two teachings that have stayed with you when, something that school or education do not teaches us.
Most of, if I ask you question instead of answering your question, what exactly did you learn in school that you use in your life after school or college?
Oh, I do not remember, apart from just simple profit and loss जो maths में सिखाया जाता था वो
sort of common sense.
Yes.
Unless you, even when you learnt it, if you did not go to a grocery store and you were asked a price and you negotiated and then you gained that 10 rupees margin, that's when you learned that.
Yes.
We read about things in our schools and colleges, but we only learn them practically when we go out and do it.
Right, when we apply them.
Exactly, when we apply them. And that's, Indian education system has a challenge that we stick to books and, syllabuses, and we teach them what is mentioned in the book. Most of the Western world or even the developing countries, the education system it's part theory and part practicals. I know a friend in America, in Atlanta. She and her kid, since nursery, they've been doing caving.
Sorry?
Caving, exploring caves.
Okay.
And this was part of his son's school curriculum.
That's brilliant.
And similarly, they teach pottery. They teach different disciplines that allow, development of brain, your thought process about what can be done or how things are done that you see in the world, from the perspective of how you can make them. You would see that, at times it's either the brilliant minds that come from American education system or the most dumb ones. That's my observation. Why is it happening is because they pursue one goal, one thing, till the end of the life. From the birth, they focus on something that they make specialists out of it. Or else, the rest of the America or rest of the Western world drops out of the college. They learned enough. Now they want to get back to earning and earn in a week and spend over the weekend.
Yes.
Live that kind of life. So if we sort of look at these projects that we've spoken about or we've been involved in, this is the way of teaching the rest of the stuff beyond education. Learning spirituality, how spirituality can help. Spirituality has never been a hindrance to anybody, be it from any thought process or religion or mythology. They have never had hindrances, they have never had divisive nature in them. It is us who develop those points that benefit one or the other.
Differentiation.
They've never had differentiation in there. Though no divisiveness at all. So these projects, if approach to schools. I'm not sure how many schools would allow us to bring this forth to the student at 10th, 11th, or 12th, and we could have these children get exposed to what lies beyond schools and colleges, and they would have that enlightened brain exactly at 11th or 12th before they take a step into decision making, wherein what is it that they want to do. So an enlightened decision, a better decision, an informed decision.
Yes.
I hope with whatever is happening in education after so many years, we hope that it turns out better for the country. One example that I keep quoting to most of my say friends whenever we discuss anything, it's like in 2000s, we stopped giving employment to engineers. There has been no place for engineers, mechanical, otherwise, civil and others. But till 2022, we have been creating engineers in engineering colleges.
Yes.
And it's a bunch of unemployable youth that we get them 5 years of grinding in the college, and we cannot even use them in even our normal offices. If we employ them, we have to train them to write emails and to converse and do sales and what else. So we need to be aware. It's a simple fact of demand and supply. Create what you need 5 years down the line, and stop when you know that you've made enough of them or whatever you need.
Absolutely.
A simple basic thing that we don't understand in education. I hope they would at some point.
I think now the kids are getting more knowledgeable, more decisive about the fact that सिर्फ engineering नहीं करना है, or engineering, CA या medical profession are not the only things. I've seen kids getting into interior design, graphic design, and choosing other things that interest them.
A fresh breath of air.
A fresh breath of air. I exactly understand. So thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. I will just wind up with a rapid fire if you're okay with it. So I'll be speaking of certain cities in India, and you have to tell them what's best there.
Okay. I hope I can do justice to that.
Rajasthan.
Dhalbati.
Uttar Pradesh.
A lot of stuff actually. If I talk about Lucknow, there are some kebabs. If I talk about Aligarh, best in education. If I talk about Kanpur, the best leather products. If I come a little further down, some places which have world's strongest locks.
Oh, nice. This is new to me.
Aligarh has best locks, in addition to the education hub. And if I come to Noida, the highest developed, real estate.
Real estate, yes.
Next.
Chennai.
Very humid.
Very humid.
I was there for 21 days. I couldn't survive beyond that. But
the spices are really the best there.
Obviously,
yes.
they provide, as in they were the reason for English people to occupy us.
Correct.
So the spices that come from that part of the world is like beyond.
Delhi.
Unfortunately, pollution, and but now it reminds me of home. So that is Delhi.
Thank you so much for sharing. It was nice
My
talking to you.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Take care. Thank you.